Hello there, this is my review of the LEGO Star Wars set 75449 Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack. This set comes with 116 pieces for controversial minifigs and will retail for £18 or 23 US dollars. This is what the back of the box looks like, just in case anyone was wondering. Inside the box is an instruction manual, 3 unnumbered bags and some loose pieces. The first thing I want to talk about in this set are the minifigs, and I'll start off with the 332nd Trooper. The foot printing and leg printing are very accurate to the troopers. The torso print is also very accurate to the in-universe design, and so is the back print. The helmet, however, is where this minifigure becomes bad. The bottom half of the helmet, everything below the black line, looks really good, but the top half are where the issues are. The printing near the fin has a very big blank area that should be printed, and also the front half of the top helmet should all be printed orange. I was going to let them off because I thought this might be difficult to print that far on the helmet, but then I noticed this Mandalorian figure in the same set was able to print that far, so why couldn't that happen here? There are also helmet holes that I know some people won't like, but I don't mind them, but I do feel that if these clones are going to have them, there should be some accessories included. Underneath the helmet is a normal clone face. There are 2 included in the set, each with a different blaster. I do wish these were replaced with some of the blue Mandalorians seen in Season 7, but I don't mind getting more 332nd Troopers. The next minifigure I want to talk about is the male Mandalorian Super Commando. The foot, hip and leg printing all looks really good. The torso is also very nice and accurate to the Super Commando. He has a gunmetal grey jetpack which looks very good, and underneath that is a good looking back print. I do wish this minifigure had arm printing. It would have really elevated the figure. Just like the 332nd Trooper, the helmet is the main problem with this figure. The visor is gunmetal grey and not black, which is inaccurate. I am guessing the reason they did this though is so that it wouldn't clash with the black hand, which is a justifiable reason, but I feel like the black hand colour could have been more faded to prevent this. Another problem with this helmet is the hand. There should be 5 fingers but only 4 represented. I also think there should be a bit less space between each finger to actually be able to fit the other finger in. The rest of the helmet does look really good though. Underneath this helmet is a random face, which normally they just use a black head, but they didn't here, but fair enough, I don't really mind. This figure also comes with a small blaster and his little shield, which I do think looks really cool. I think this minifigure is good. I just think there are some things that definitely need to be altered to make this minifigure perfect. The final minifigure I want to talk about is the female Mandalorian Super Commando. The foot, leg and hip printing all look really good. The torso print the Super Commando has is very accurate to the character in universe. She has a gunmetal grey jetpack, which is a nice inclusion, and under that is a very nice looking back print. I also wish that this figure would have had arm printing, as it would have made the figure look even better. The helmet looks really good here, apart from the visor, which should be black again. This one should definitely have been black too, as there's nothing that would have made the helmet look awkward like the other one. I'm guessing why they did it was consistency, because one Mandalorian with a black visor and one with a gunmetal grey visor in the same set would look weird together. Underneath this helmet is another randomised face print. Overall, I think it's a really good figure, but the visor brings it down from being perfect. Now that I'm finally done talking about the minifigures, let's talk about the builds. The first build, technically piece I want to talk about, is this crate. It looks good and you can put accessories in it or spare ammo in it. I don't really know what else to say about it. The next build I want to talk about is this barricade thing, and from the front this looks really good. The grate at the front looks really good and can also be tilted up or down. Attached to this grate is a stud shooter that fires a blue 1x1 tile. The actual stud shooter itself can be rotated left or right or tilted up and down, just like the grate. On the back of the stud shooter are some handlebars that a minifigure can hold onto to make it look like he's controlling it. Behind this is a lot of place to put a minifigure. I really like the inclusion of this caution or restricted area tile that is printed, by the way. Over here is an area to place a troops blaster. This build may not have many pieces, but it's still a really good build. The last build I want to talk about is this Mandalorian speeder. I'll start off at the front and work my way backwards. The front looks very awkward here due to this massive gap in the middle. I think if this gap was filled in, the speeder would look way better. I mean, you can place the crate there, but that still looks quite awkward in my opinion. The windscreen is very good, and so is the printed control panel. In the middle is space to fit one of your Mandalorians. They fit in very well, even with the jetpack. The sides of the speeder look very good, no complaints here. At the back is a stud shooter that also fires a 1x1 tile. This one is on a ball joint, which allows it to pretty much do anything. It can rotate 360 degrees, tilt up and down, and it can also move side to side, just like that. There's also a handlebar that one of your Super Commandos can grab. There's a small platform at the back that a Super Commando can stand on while holding onto the handlebars. The engines at the back look very nice. I really like how these are covered up on the sides of the speeder. I really like this build, but this would have been amazing if that gap at the front was filled in. I really like this set. The builds are very good and complement the figures very well. The figures themselves are okay. I do think some things need to be improved on them, such as the Mandalorian visors, but overall I think it's a good set. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 7.2. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you found this video enjoyable and or useful, and thanks for watching.